back on Haslingden Green. I found this funny structure. You can see this from the road. I always thought it was something to do with World War II, but I'm not sure. I'll have to research it. Don't want to climb the barbed wire fence. I'm not young anymore. Oh, there's a farmer here. Yeah, all the bales are here. I'll carry on. So yeah, I'll have to do some research on what this thing is. Wow. Oh, it's some kind of bunker, yeah, it's got a rounded sheet iron thing. Oh my god. Oh, that's crazy. There's another room there that's like blocked off. It's definitely something to do with World War II because they did a lot up here as like decoy stuff for air raids. Just have to look it up. Oh, the steps, see. It looks World War II era. I think the farmers just dumped all this here. Probably a long time ago. Careful not to fall in there, it's a bog full of rusty metal at the bottom. Or maybe they deliberately put these posts here to stop people going in. During the Second World War, several decoy airfields were constructed under the command of Colonel John Turner, Royal Engineers. The reason these airfields were constructed was to lure the Luftwaffe's bomber aircraft away from the more desirable targets. Known as K sites, they looked extremely convincing from the air, and in some cases from the ground too. Large painted sheets were pegged out on the ground to look like hangars, and the other buildings normally associated with an airfield, and to complete the deception, life-sized dummy aircraft, both inflatable and of flat wooden construction, were used. On some sites, redundant tiger moth trainers and old service vehicles, such as tenders, were parked up to further enhance the overall impression. The K sites were aimed at deceiving aircraft flying by day, but in order to deceive aircraft flying by night, a further degree of deception was employed, in the form of a runway flare path, which operational airfields had in order to enable its own aircraft to land in the dark. Together with other lights dotted about to give the impression of vehicles and aircrew moving about, the entire deception could prove extremely attractive to Luftwaffe bomber crew. These nighttime dummy airfields were referred to as Q sites. One of these dummy airfields was built on the moors directly overlooking the B6232, in between the tiny village of Belthorne just outside Blackburn and the small mill town of Haslingden a little further to the east. Little remains of the airfield now, but at the Belthorne end there is still what looks like an air raid shelter, with most of its roof intact. To the east, about 2 miles or so out of Haslingden, a large bomb crater in the ground reveals that the illusion must have worked at least once. Close to the crater, a large concrete base plate is all that remains of whatever was constructed at this end of the decoy airfield. Like a well here. Definitely looks like there was a house here, but nothing left of it really. You can kind of see the foundation. Probably was a house, but yeah, I'll have to see if there was one here. House we're looking for, Higher Warmwithens. It's the most out of the way house on the moor. It's right in the middle of the moor, nothing anywhere near it, and it's in the middle of the turbines. So maybe this was, and I wonder if the wind has pushed them down like this. Love the atmosphere of this place. Look out. Wonder how old these initials are. We should go down there. Wow. Guys, I'm creeped out. There's nothing here apart from these monsters. It's just silent apart from their swooshing. So this path here goes to the ruin. That one goes back to another ruin before Grane. Jesus loves you. They've got little doors. It's the shadows they cast too. You just get them in the corner of your eye and it looks like the black fog off Lost. They just like flits on the grass and disappear. There's a very strange ruin down there. That's not what I was expecting. I don't know if that's the right one. I thought it was more on the moor than down towards that end. That's Oswaldtwistle over there. I turned back because I had a good vantage point there and I couldn't see anything. And there was only meant to be one path across this moor, but there might be other unmarked paths, so it might not be the right path. Oh wow, this looked like a path coming up here, but now it doesn't. Oh, there it is. It's not very well travelled. It's like a marker there. Oh, it's a peat bog. They're all peat. Could be perfectly preserved bodies in here. Yeah, I don't feel like this is a path. So I'm just wandering around the moor aimlessly, falling in peat, thinking I'll never find this place. And just out of nowhere, immediately I'm on a ruin. I don't think this is Higher Warmwithens, but I'll have to research and put on screen which one this is, because Higher Warmwithens is definitely within the turbines. Now I can't believe I can't see it. Oh wow. Because on Google Earth it looks like it even has a freestanding wall, because it's casting a big shadow. Unless that's some kind of illusion. But it looks like a proper ruin, you know. Just can't see it, but that's what the moor is like. What on earth is this? Never cared here. I mean, it's too big to be a house, but it's an enclosure of fields and maybe a house. Oh, there's a memorial here. Let's have a walk around. I don't like it up there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's fear of big things or something about the frequency of the noise they make, but my anxiety just like spikes over there. I was getting a bit used to it, but I'm happy now. Oh, it's Knowsley down there. So this is the one just further along than Knowsley, maybe Higher Doles. I'll have to check and put it on the screen. Wow. Big house, there's a lot of this one left. Well, compared to some. It's amazing how they stay up. I mean, they haven't stayed up much, but it's amazing that some of it stayed up. Because they've no mortar, that's why they're called dry stone. Bricked in fireplace or entrance. Ooh. A few houses here next to each other. That's usually the way. Little ginnel here. Animal pens at the back, probably. No cellar that I can see. I always like a cellar. Well, that's it. Hey, look at the map. Rocks everywhere and nothing to hold my map. Higher Warmwithens is here. I mean, there's several ruins drawn on the map. I think we're at this one. Yeah, this is Knowsley here, so yeah, we're here. So it's just straight up onto the moor into the middle of the turbines, but I just can't find anything. Oh well. Look at these cowpath mushrooms. I'm sure they have a real name. Heather's kind of died. Hello. So I was very wrong last time upon a closer examination of the map. That ruin in front of the trees is Doles. This one that I said that's Knowsley is Clap Head. This is Clap Head. And the one up there on the ridge that I said, well, I said it might be Higher Cross, but that is Knowsley. That one we were at last time, the big one with the enclosures, that's Knowsley. Oops. Now I'm worried about what it'd be like up there on the moor today, on the peat bog, because it was lashing down all night. Oh god. It's not meant to rain today though, but fingers crossed. Now let's go back up there and then try and find Higher Warmwithens again. I wish I found it the first time. I was very wrong again. That little ruin I just showed is not Claphead. Hey, look at this. Lots of cool fungi. Clapheads around here. This is quite a mess. It's just there, I think. The path led me in here. I'll get it right eventually. It's near the bottom corner of this woods. This one looks like a cheese puff. We've got a woodpecker here. Looks like it's there. Can I get in there? Looks like a trough there. I'll try and get in there from the top. Yes, we've been here before. The Claphead was here. At the top of this lane. Must be this. It's hard to tell what's a wall and what's a house. Yeah. It's a square. It's a square on the map. A little house against that lane. Might be a cellar there. I think they all had cellars. Hey, look at this. What's that little plant? It's quite pretty. Okay, and the house at the bottom of the lane was called Souter Hill. There's probably an absolutely amazing, beautiful cobbled lane under them rushes. Or sedge. Sedge. I feel like we could have more tourism if they like excavate that. It's a big lane on the old 1840s map. Okay, so Souter Hill, we're near the bottom of this lane, just on the right. Can't even walk in it now. But you see, that's a big road, you know, a lot of carts must have been going up there. Because the path I was just walking along were all, the ruins go along for a few miles. That was the main road. To Oswaldtwistle. Oh dear, my legs are so wet. It's like he had big walls. Oh, here it was. Yeah, you can see this from the road. beautiful tree. I love lonely trees. So this was Souter Hill. I wish there was more left of some of these. I wish we could have preserved them. There's only really Bentley House and top at Knoll. Big crater there. Maybe a bomb crater. I understand why they deflected World War II bombs onto Grane, but I'm like, what about the ruins? Maybe bombs hit a few of these ruins. As usual, you just get the one gate post hanging on, just about hanging on. And you can look in the burial records and see a lot of these houses and the people that live there. Grane Road was built in like the 1850s, I think. I'll have to double check that. Like the modern one, I think there was a lane there. More of them cute little red lights. Cellar will be somewhere here. I think we're going to get an open cellar. I saw a photograph of one of the houses yesterday in a book. It's amazing how big they were for what's left. Doesn't look like much. Right, well that was a distraction, but I can't put off any longer going to Higher Warmwithens. I can't get my head around why someone moved up there, but there did used to be a reservoir, which isn't there now. So maybe that family kind of manned the reservoir and made money somehow from that. Oh, I've lost the stepping stones. I think the stepping stones are made of Higher Warmwithens. One of them was definitely a post. Ooh. Yeah, this is not a good path. I guess we don't really need a path, we're just going straight across any way we can. I've only got one wet foot, that's a bonus. Ah, there's that cairn. It's not too far though. It looks far on the map because it's full of nothing. Those stepping stones are fun. I wish they were more, well, not the expense of the ruins, but I wish they'd add more stones. Alright, I remember this bit being bad when I thought it was a path last time. Wasn't too bad. I've been on much worse. I'll tell you the place I'm never going back again in my life. It's the worst place I've ever walked in my life. It's near Hebden Bridge. I need to warn the world. So the mistake I made last time was I followed a fence when it actually veers right at that road. At the road to the turbine. Oh, someone didn't close the fence. Yeah, you can kind of see the path, but not in the middle. Yeah, you don't want to keep following this wall. But it's easy to know where it veers. I know these paths are not very defined, but it veers exactly after the gravel road. And you probably wouldn't notice because it's quite a steep veer. I mean, it's quite close to the other path at first. So, for the first time I've seen anything akin to rubble. It's only a tiny bit. I'm so confused. I mean, it could be overgrown, but you can see it on Google Earth. Oh, I think this is it. Crazy location. It's such an outlier. God, there's like nowhere to walk. Wow. It's amazing, there's a gate. I don't think you're allowed there. Oh, let me go back on that side. It really is hard to find, believe me. It does still exist. Oh, there's a lot of birds nesting there. Looks like they use it for storing stuff. Right, where's the path? The path apparently intersects it. I couldn't find the path, there were nothing. Is someone camping here? Now I'm creeped out. Oh, this is not what I expected. This is cool. There's a pheasant there. Oh, they're nesting. Better not disturb them. I'll just film from here. Big crow or a raven over there. This is a wacky place. Wasn't expect it to be like this. I don't want to go in the middle because there's some pheasants sitting there. What is this little structure? It's a very old gate post. So the reservoir used to be there, it's not there anymore. I was nowhere near that pheasant. I'm gonna go. The original beams? Yeah, it's fairly better than I thought, but I'm going. I feel like the hill survives around here. There's the old reservoir gate. You can see there's nothing there. There's another camp down there. Some people saw me coming back from that path and it looks like they want to go down there. No, I can't even describe how different the atmosphere is of the moor when you're alone versus when you're with your boyfriend and a dog. You know, it's not comparable. People be like, oh, you're a baby to be creeped out up there. It is so creepy up there. I don't know, I get vibes. That Higher Warmwithens is cursed. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad, I'm exaggerating, but yeah, like, I didn't want to stay there. Well, I didn't want to bother the pheasants too much, even though it's literally a public footpath goes through that ruin, and there was no signs, there was no pheasant nesting warning, there was no fences. Yeah. But that gave me an excuse to leave. So sorry I didn't fully explore. Maybe there was a cellar in there, I don't know. I don't want to know, to be honest. Oh, who am I kidding? I do want to know. So that ruin we saw at the start with the tree. I know there was a house called, it's not labelled on the map. There was a house called Higher Doles. Now the one near the trees is Doles, so I'm going to assume there's a high chance that was Higher Doles. And there's also one over there on that mound, like on the other side of the road. Just on the other side of the road. Like along the road. That one isn't named on any map either. So I call that one Lower Doles, because I think that existed too. And it lines up, it's down at the bottom of the same field. If this was the Doles field. I mean, we'll put a question mark against it, but I'm going to call that Higher Doles. And the one across the road, Lower Doles. And maybe they just wrote Doles on the map in that field, because it's like, these are all the Doles houses. I mean, the one right down there could be called something else, but it's rare they didn't have names. There's a few that didn't have names. I'm guessing the names have lost to time. I've never been on this path. I wonder if there was someone camping there. It didn't like there was another one of them weird encampments further down. I wonder if it's something to do with the wind farms. Because it looks so ramshackle. I mean, you'd think they'd have a proper operation. Very bizarre. I mean, we're getting there with finding all the ruins and identifying them. We'll find out a bit about who lived there and stuff that went on. There isn't much information. I'd love to know what's the purpose of the existence of that Higher Warmwithens. Now you have to imagine it didn't look like that back in the day. It wasn't a house with absolutely no access road or path in the middle of a peat bog. It was probably fields and a reservoir and maybe a lane up there. I didn't see any trace of a lane. But some trodden down grass at least. Where's this path go? And there is one a bit further down Lower Warmwithens, but like on the other corner of the reservoir. The reservoir was called Warmwithens. But I think if I want to find that, I'll go from the other side, so I'll never ever have to walk across that moor again. So that's Oswaldtwistle Moor. Yes, the town over there is called Oswaldtwistle. Don't let anyone tell you it's pronounced Oswaldtwistle. Christmas trees. I'm not going into that patch of woods there because I know the smithy was there, but I really don't think there's anything left of it. And on the top corner was turf pits, which were a little hamlet. And I've been there, there's like one set of gateposts. And you can't really walk around. Yeah, them trees are new. Most of the trees are new. We missed the most obvious ruin of all, which was there. Field where the post is. Been knocked down. Fowl Edge. Middle Fowl Edge. And I think the last one just Fowl Edge or near Fowl Edge. This road along here, see where the wall is? Working its way up. That was called Fowl Edge. Oh, what a view. I thought this path would go down, but it doesn't seem to be. Hello, sheep. There's the third rise. So way over there is 13 Stone Hill. Which used to have an ancient standing stone circle of 13 small stones. I think they were quite small. That have been knocked over because they were considered cursed back in the day. And there you can see Fowl Edge. One of the more upstanding ruins we visited before. never slog up here because it's too steep. And there's nothing's much left to see up there. Let's come down it this way. Just want to try and film the Fowl Edge houses, and then I'll go. So I think this was middle Fowl Edge. I think it would be cool if we had plaques maybe on the near the markers. Oh dear, that got hit. Oh, nettles, what am I doing? It's been so hard for me to find out what they were called. I know most people won't be interested, but I just want to put the information out there for the people that want to know what they were called. Like, it wasn't easy to find. I didn't just pull up the internet and like, oh, that's this house and that's this house. It was difficult. Until I found the old map website. And it's just that one map from 1844. Whoops. Any cellars? Big old beam there. So this were a big house. It looked big on the map. It showed the layout on the map, which is nice. What's that there? Larder, maybe. Looks like bears have been rubbing against this. That does look kind of carved. Definitely a pattern. Okay, I think I was wrong again. That one must be far Fowl Edge, because this one's more in the middle. So this must be middle Fowl Edge. Hard to believe there's a whole house here. Some of these were lived until the 20s. Yeah, I didn't even notice this were a ruin. Must be middle Fowl Edge. Right, now I think we really have seen everything, so now I really am going to go. One day I'll go to Priest and Tax. That's at the very far end that way. It's the second most remote after Warmwithens.